Me and Gabby are walking up to this big hill to Michelangelo Square. Here's Gabby. Hey, this sucks. Look at the view. Oh, I can't see it. Damn it. Trees.
I think everyone should experience study abroad. You learn a ton about yourself, first of all, because you're there and you have to make new friends, and a lot of times you adventure and explore on your own. And it's just exciting to be able to be in a different place. You don't speak the language and you want to get to a certain place, and then you also have to return home. So having that experience, you learn a ton about yourself, your strengths, as well as your weaknesses. And to experience another culture, it helps you to appreciate that culture. When you come back to the States, you're more understanding of maybe why certain people act the way that they do based on the country that they're from.
Here we are in Piazza Michelangelo in the heart of Florence. And as you can see, behind me is the Arno River, which divides the city. And our study abroad program is right in the center of Florence, and that's where we conduct our summer classes in the International Media Institute. This is one of the most beautiful sites in Florence, and many of our students spend a lot of time here getting a panoramic view of this most beautiful city in Europe.
Those of you went to Florence.Fullerton.edu, we're going to send you emails and we're going to start communicating with Florence.Fullerton.edu.
I just hope to have a really a new experience, something new, because I'm still young and I live at home with my parents. So I'm looking forward to doing something on my own and just being able to be myself. I'm used to like airports, traveling, but yeah, this is probably one of the farthest places I've been.
Today we are distributing laptops to the students because we're hoping this laptop will provide all the technology needs during the trip. Multimedia literacy is becoming essential. It's not a choice anymore, it's a must. So having our students to have multimedia literacy will enable them to move on and be able to be effective in the job market in the future.
Ready to go, can't wait. It's in what, like 15 days? We're counting down already. Yeah, we gotta pack soon.
This is Gabby. She is so excited. She just got her new backpack. She can't wait. We officially leave in 5 days and we're counting down. Well, this is very embarrassing because we definitely just left our purses inside and said bye to everybody, and now we have to go back inside and say hi again because we're retarded and forgot our purses. So that's life.
This is the greatest teaching experience for me, is that you see students change, and I tell them and their parents before they leave that they're going to come back more sophisticated, more worldly. And the object of study abroad is not only to increase your education abroad, but to increase your knowledge of the world, to increase your knowledge of other people and other cultures, because the only way we're going to have peace in this world is to understand other nations and other cultures, and that's why I'm a big proponent of study abroad programs, that perhaps the future generations will be able to understand each other better in cultures, because we are really one people when it comes down to it.
Let me show you the coolest packing thing ever. This?
Holy crap, all your dresses are in there?
Right here holds 13 dresses. And this is my shoe bag.
How many pairs of shoes are you bringing?
Whoa. Maybe this one's from Abercrombie, but here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus these. And my purple Toms. Oh my gosh, maybe I should downsize. I'm nervous that it's not a really small plane because that kind of freaks me out, but other than that, I'm really excited.
Before leaving to Italy, I was very nervous. I was scared for the flight, the 14-hour flight, but once I got there, I was okay. Everyone was experiencing the same thing, so it didn't make me nervous at all.
I
had a lot of emotions running through my mind. For one, I was going to miss my boyfriend. I was going to be away from my family. I was going to be in a new country, different culture, new language. Did I pack everything? I wasn't sure. Am I forgetting something? Am I going to have enough money? Living with other girls, I don't know how that's going to work. I hope it's okay and I don't get into any drama or anything.
Before I went to Italy, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this again. Because this was my third study abroad. I know it's expensive to go off to another country, and I knew that, I'd be away from my family and friends for a month, but in the end, when you come back home, it's all worth it.
How's everybody feeling? Tired.
We got to Italy and we were waiting. We got in groups to see our roommates, and we were like shocked to see that 9 girls were gonna be in one apartment. So we're like, how's that gonna work? And we're waiting for a ride, and the taxi guy comes, and we're in the taxi, and he's driving crazy. I almost screamed a few times, so I decided to close my eyes. I felt like he was gonna run over these people or cars, but I was like, okay, just going for it.
30 Cal State students are studying the sights and sounds of this beautiful country this summer. They're part of the Summer International Media Workshops from Cal State University Fullerton. Here they're looking at and studying Italian cinema, Italian history, and in addition they're studying new media technology and storytelling, which they're using to go out into the regions of Italy and bring home the sights and sounds of this magnificent and beautiful country.
So tonight we're going to the pizzeria! It's our first night in Italy and we are so excited, we can't wait.
It looks like a great group, and we hope you have a great time here.
When they arrive, we put them up into a nice Florentine apartment, sharing with their new friends, and then we make sure that we orientate them and guide them and help them as much as possible. We give them a museum pass, which allows them free entry into the museums, and we kind of work with the professors and support them as much as possible and make sure they're here for a month, but we want them to hit the ground running and to get on and explore the city and make the most of their time.
Now I am finally in Italy and have had my first impression of the country. The city is full of culture and history, just as I expected. The old buildings are fascinating, and there are many musical concerts in the streets that echo throughout the city. There is no economical line visible throughout the city like you see in the United States. There are more tourists here than I could have ever imagined.
You can really lose yourself in the streets of Florence, and some street performers here really know how to make a tourist forget their troubles.
Florence is so romantic. I want to get married here.
I remember the first day, actually, when I got to Italy, there was a concert playing out in a plaza that was pretty much 2 blocks away from our apartment, and it was amazing to hear it and just to see how their culture is and so open.
I think there's a certain romance and charm about it. It's not as developed as, well, at least Southern California. There are beautiful views, and some of my favorite memories of this trip were sitting on a wall overlooking this great vista and just doing absolutely nothing.
There's something about Italy that has a lot of atmosphere, and it's got a lot of beauty so that you can enjoy looking at it over and over and over. And I think they do things that they wouldn't do at home because they might seem boring at home.
Ciao! So tomorrow we're gonna go to Venice and set our alarms and try to be on time. Not guaranteeing anything, but we're gonna try. Damn it!
We're in the heart of the Tuscan region today. This is wine country, Italy. This is Chianti, where some of the most famous brands of wine are made and distributed throughout the world.
I'm here in a cellar now that has been around since 1350 that exports thousands of wine bottles per year.
I think it's really wonderful part of the Italian country because it's beautiful. And I like to share this with students, not just the wine, that they get educated in wine, but it's just a beautiful part of this country.
The reason why is because they are sort of a short-lived species. They might last 100, 150 years, more than us sometimes, but the olive tree, there's an olive tree in Umbria that's 1,700 years old.
I always thought probably like rich soil would be better for the vineyards because, you know, that produces more nutrients for the grapes, but actually it's the exact opposite because when they're placed in a hostile environment, kind of not as good soil, they produce better grapes. So I think that's probably the most interesting thing that I learned.
This is one of the most beautiful areas of Italy. It's an area of olive trees, an area of vineyards, and it is an area of food like all of Italy. And here today we tasted my favorite food. It's a pouch of pecorino cheese and pear meshed together, which produces a very delicious and sweet pasta.
Hearing a lot about the history and how they make the wine has been really interesting and has helped me feel like confident if I had to speak to someone about wine who knows what they're talking about, you know?
I got my favorite. I got it for my dad because he's a big wine drinker and he likes to feel like he's a part of things that I'm doing. So I got him this one and he's going to be excited.
I love the class so far. I'm learning a ton. I didn't know anything about creating videos or slideshows, and now I'm excited to play around with the program.
Welcome to Florence, Italy. Today, I will take you to the top 5 places to see during your stay. First stop, gelato.
This shop make chocolate and gelato. All day we make 16 different flavors, real fresh with fresh ingredients, and change with the season.
The lifestyle of Milano resembles a lot to New York. A lot of yuppie, a lot of upper middle class, highly costly, high salary. So it's not really Italian, okay? But people looks happy in Milano.
And why did you come to Milan today? Because it's the fashion capital, and I love fashion.
By the time students complete this course, they have a well-rounded education about Italy and about its culture, its history, as we move around the nation of Italy, as it is our classroom.
When I think of Italy, I think of art and culture. I think of a country that is rich with history and a deep connection to their land. I think of people that are happy with less and really take time to enjoy life and live. When I visualize a life of less material items, however, I think of poverty. I think of less modern accommodations and more of a day-to-day struggle. I think traveling and living in another country for a month will open my eyes to the world. It will help me understand other cultures and learn to enjoy life and be happy with what I have.
I found Italians overall to be very helpful if you were asking for help. If you attempted to ask for help in Italian, they were even more willing. But otherwise, they seemed more or less indifferent, at least in Florence, and I think that is because of how many tourists are there all the time.
The other day I was having a rough day, so I took a walk on my own through the city. I felt very lonely. To me, it felt like I didn't belong, and everyone else on this study abroad trip was fitting in perfectly. Either they came with a friend or they fit in a lot better than me. Anyway, I took a walk by myself for 2 reasons: get away from my busy apartment and explore Florence on my own terms. But what made me really happy was watching the street performers. There is something about people of all walks of life sitting together to have a good laugh that just made me very happy.
Yesterday was one of the hottest days so far on our trip to Italy. We got to the train station at 8:15, heading off to see the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. It was an amazing sight, but the heat was unbearable. So much that after being there for only 1 hour, I began to feel really sick.
The challenges are always making sure students are safe and they're healthy, and that we're meeting the educational requirements of the program. And I think we succeeded this year. Most of the students stayed healthy, except I think we all came down with some kind of cold, but that's always expected.
1, 2, 3.
I guess the story goes that if you throw 1 coin in the Trevi Fountain, you will return to Rome. If you throw 2 coins in, you will fall in love, and if you throw 3 coins in, you will get married. I actually did fall in love with Italy. I love the country. It was so fun.
When I was younger, I had an opportunity to be part of like the dorm life, and this gave me kind of a small preview of that. I like that.
All good things must come to an end. Only 3 days remain, and my journey in Italy will soon come to an end. This place is beautiful, and the people I have met are amazing. I love the Tussigny girls, my roommates. I will miss waking up every day to the church bells and hearing the voices coming from downstairs. Every day was a new adventure, whether it was roaming the streets or figuring out what to do at night. This experience has been amazing, and I'm so sad to leave. I do miss things from back home, but I'm still not ready to leave Italia. We've had some wonderful times here in Italy, but all good things must come to an end.
10 things I'm going to miss about Italy. 1, our group. 2, the Italian sky. 3, the gelato. 4, Piazzale Michelangelo. 5, the beaches. 6, being able to walk everywhere. 7, the cute outdoor cafes. 8, the beautiful views. 9, not having a job to get in the way of fun day in and day out. 10, the diverse people you meet. 10 things I'm not going to miss about Italy. 1, the bugs. 2, not having a car. 3, not having a Target nearby. 4, not having a cell phone or any kind of phone number. 5, the cigarette smoke. 6, having to walk everywhere. 7, the very narrow and uneven streets and sidewalks. 8, having to pay for water at restaurants. 9, the grocery stores. 10, having to Skype or Facebook all my friends and family.
My favorite thing had to be the history and the culture. It's something that we don't really have here. Everything there is so old. Everything you walk by has a story. My least favorite thing was walking everywhere. I'm so used to driving and getting in my car, but it was work to get to everything, but it is definitely a healthier lifestyle.
It was really fun. I made great friendships that I know will last me like a lifetime. Ciao, Italy. You're Bella.
I think everybody has something they come with that they're working on and some issue in their lives, and that somehow through that month a lot of things get at least temporarily settled for them, and so that they grow, and there's an acceleration of that growth because of those 4 weeks. They're so intense. So there's that going on in addition to this encounter all the time with this culture that isn't really like their own.
I've packed as much as I can, and I've done my part with cleaning the apartment. Before I run off and play during my last day in Florence, I wanted to write my final blog post. I signed up for this trip without knowing anyone. I got on a plane 30 days ago only knowing a handful of names of fellow travelers. And now I know about 30 new people, and I can't wait to have those friendships grow once we're back in California.
I think this trip changed me and my perspective in life and just what I want to do as a person. I feel like I have grown. I'm more mature now. I see things different as I'm not so simple-minded, I guess.
I was homesick a lot of the time, but I did love it. I enjoyed seeing all the different places. I enjoyed meeting all the people that were on the trip with me, but I mean, obviously, this was my first time leaving home. So it was kind of natural that I would get homesick. I think a lot of people took my blogs, I guess, the wrong way.
It's like I know after this, I would definitely need to travel, like every 2 years at least. I just want to see what's out there and see other people, see how they live. Just their lives are completely different and just learn.
Well, I studied abroad with Dr. Fellow in 2008. It was amazing. I had a blast. I'm still friends with every single kid that I took the program with. We still talk all the time. We still meet up every year to like have Italian food and talk about like our program. We're all like, we gotta have like a 5-year reunion or something like that. But I had an amazing, amazing time. The program is why I have my life in Florence now. So, you know.
It is 7:30 in the morning, and I'm back home, laying on my bed, complaining about the worst sleep I just had. It feels weird not waking up to the church bells or loud tourist groups roaming the streets. I can't go into the kitchen and talk to my roommates, or just open the window to look outside. Oh, how I miss not waking up to the smell of waffles. I was never homesick, but now I'm missing Italy, my second home. I met some amazing people, and I hope we remain friends.
I think I learned more about myself. I think it helped me open my eyes to different cultures. I'm more understanding about people. I learned to adapt, to live with people. I found myself, you could say.
You give yourself away.
This trip has been an amazing experience for me. Not only was it great meeting new people, including random people from other countries, but it was great getting to know a city on the other side of the world. I know my way around Florence and I'm familiar with street names. I know my favorite pizza place, gelato shop, and have a whole list of restaurants and shops I wished I could try. Originally, I had wanted to visit other countries while I was out here, but ended up exploring all different parts of Italy, and I'm completely satisfied with that. I've always wanted to travel, but this was the first time I made it overseas, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. As big as it is, the world really is accessible. I have a whole list of places I plan to see after this trip, and I know that I can become familiar with a strange place, I can maneuver through foreign cities and their confusing public transportation, and I can experience much of what the world has to offer. This trip has made me excited for life, and that is worth so much more than 3 units.